Now, seeing as we didn't do a Patreon poll, mainly because I forgot, we decided to do one of the most requested teams that we have had recently, which we just haven't won in a poll, Sporting.
Yes.
I'm wearing the shirt because it's absolutely sexy. We can see it down there. It's their third kit. I think they should make it their first kit.
It's a good kit. I like it.
It is a really nice kit. It goes very nicely with that stadium. Absolutely superb.
Yeah.
So a club with a lot of history. I think to English eyes, they are the third most successful team in Portugal. I don't know what it is by numbers, but we can see that they have won 19 different league titles, including the one that has just gone previously in 2021. Now, this still gets requested as a rebuild, I think, because they have a young team coming through and they are still in the midst of a rebuild.
Yeah.
So this is why we're going to do this team today. Quite exciting. So let's take a look then at some of the transfers that we have brought in this first season. We didn't get given a lot of money because they have mainly spent quite a lot of money as already, with Marcus Edwards and Manuel Ugarte coming in fairly recently. So all I really did was just focus in on the staff again, which is something that I like to do in that first season. They have a very decent side, and I didn't even let any players go. I thought first season, let's see how we do with this team. Yeah. So tactically then, that's where the most important thing is happening. And I'm going for this very sporting asymmetric side. Now, people who have been watching the Colo Colo series have noticed that this is very similar to this. I've just started randomly putting in positions where I was like, just to see, right, our best player in centre mid plays there. Our best player here plays there. And I thought, this is very similar to the Colo Colo one. So it is similar, but it is different. There are a few roles that I have changed going through this lineup. There's only one man that I want playing every single game, and that is Sebastian Cuartes. He's the most experienced player in that defence, 30 years of age, and he's fantastic on the game. He might not be as quick as what he once was, but mentally,
experience
he's fantastic.
Plays for a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. 6'5", 16 jump reach, 19 bravery and 17 heading, and 18 for positioning, 19 for leadership.
18 for marking as well, so...
Yeah, we want him to be there.
He's your main defender, isn't he?
Exactly. And next to him, he has quite a lot of youngsters around him, so I think that's quite important. If we do take a look at squad depth, there's a few players that can play here. That he's mainly a left back, this guy here, but the one that everybody has been mentioning recently is Gonzalo Inacio, who's broke into the first team in real life. Fantastic young player, and yeah, I'm quite excited to see what we can do with him. This is what we are looking at for squad depth, but if we look at what the assistant would suggest is our best team going forward, Fidal next to Cuartes, we've got Pedro Porro, who's on loan from Manchester City, Bruno Tabata on the left, Nunes in that midfield role. They got Nuno Santos on the right. Sarabia is on loan right now from PSG. We don't have an option to buy, unfortunately. I think the main weakness, the main weakness is the striker. We've got Slimani right now, used to play for Leicester, if you remember rightly, for a few years. Didn't do that well. And they've got a couple of players coming through.
Well, he's a bit old as well, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, they've got the likes of Thiago Tomas coming through, but he's on loan for 2 years at Sporting, and they have an optional future fee. So that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't actually go for it. Hopefully not, because he's a fantastic player on the game. But we do have a great youth system here at Sporting, as do the other two clubs in Portugal. I think the main country in FM for young wonder kids on this game is Portugal.
Yeah.
Those three clubs just have so many players. And the club culture, play attacking football, use the club's youth development and sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. That's what they want us to do. So we started off the season, let's take a look, quite well. We won the Super Cup. Obviously, we played Braga. We won the league. We beat them 2-0, nice and comfortable. Let's move this to my favourite fixture view. There we go, so we can see a little bit more now.
I've just seen the Champions League draw.
Champions League draw is quite interesting, yes. A 3-1 victory there, 4-1 against Famalicão. A decent victory there. They are quite a young, upcoming team. 2-0 against Vitória, 2-1 against Vizela, and an Estoril draw. Bad result, they scored in the 87th minute, quite annoying. You mentioned the Champions League draw. We have Manchester United. Bit of a weird link with Sporting Lisbon, don't we? 3 players there that have signed from Sporting.
The only other, I was going to say, the other league, we've won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1963-64 season, and in the quarter-final, we lost to Man United 4-1.
And how do they...
At Old Trafford.
Why did they qualify then?
Because in the second leg, they won 5-0 at home.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
So
Would that have been after the Busby Babes?
Yeah,
it would, because that was like 57. So that was when United
that put them through into the semis, and they beat Lyon in the semi-finals, and then they got into the final and beat Budapest 1-0.
Bloody hell, a Hungarian team getting to the final.
Yeah. And I think, if I remember rightly reading it as well, the goal was direct from a corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Scored a few of them in my time, let me tell you that.
Oh, actually, you have. I've seen you do it, yeah.
Yeah, twice I have. One in men's football, one in youth football.
Yeah.
So yeah, Manchester United in the group. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Nani, all coming through Sporting's youth academy, all playing for Manchester United.
Did you know why Bruno Fernandes left?
Because Manchester United are a far superior team.
No. A season before he left, something happened with the team, and 50 members of the crowd, or fans, attacked some players and some members of the staff.
Bloody hell.
And the following season, they had an exorcism of players leaving them.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes was one of them.
Cool. I think I've made a mistake there, because I don't think Bruno come through their youth academy. He went there after going to Sampdoria. But yeah,
while he was there, the fans attacked.
Yeah.
I think it was like 9 or 10 members of it was 50 fans and 9 or 10 members of the playing staff.
I think I remember that happening.
Yeah.
I mean, they've on a bit of a rebuild since, and Man United have only gone down, so who was right there? Okay, let's simulate this first season then and see how we get on. So, the first season,
get in.
Champions by a mile
as well.
Yes,
yeah.
look at that. Like 13
Look
points.
at the top 3 teams.
It always is, isn't it? It always is. A lot of people have been saying to do like Braga and something in the future, something we might do. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the last 5 games as well, we dominated, only conceding 1 goal and beating Porto 5-0. That's not bad at all, is it? Also, have you seen how many games we lost?
None. Hey, that's good for a first season, isn't it?
I know, right? We drew 5, we lost 0. An unbeaten season.
Goal difference is 75 as well.
Now, I remember when we did the Benfica one, we spoke about a little record that Benfica have.
Yeah.
Unbeaten. We'll have to have a look at it. We'll have to see. I don't quite remember off the top of my head how many it was, but we'll have to find out. And you guys down in the comments should let us know. But of course, there's 2 cup competitions in Portugal as well. And we have a European competition. Was it
Have
more
we done a double?
than
Have
just
we done a treble?
A single? Bang! Winner of Ataca de Portugal and the runner-up of the Allianz Cup, which is obviously the other cup that they have. So that was a 1-0 loss to Benfica in the final there. A cup that we actually held as well.
Yeah,
so
they were jumping with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Ataca de Portugal is a 5-1 victory versus Pacos de Ferreira. So a great victory that. I think that's the FA Cup version, if I remember rightly, because that's the reason why we played Braga in the Super Cup.
Oh, yeah.
The other one is more like the League Cup, very much like
really, with the Super Cup, we've done the treble in the first season.
We did. Not bad at all.
Well, that's our job done, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, let's go. Champions League, first round knockout by Liverpool.
Well, at least we qualified.
We did qualify. I mean, Zenit and Galatasaray
coming against Liverpool, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's.
They're the team at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, we probably finished second in the group. We did to Manchester United. We had 10 points there. Galatasaray and Zenit below us, but yeah, I mean, coming up then against Liverpool, who went on and won it. They beat PSG in the final there.
Well, at least we can say we lost against the winners.
Yeah, 5-1 they beat us on aggregate. 0-0 in the first leg at Anfield too.
Done the hard work.
We did the hard work, took them home and couldn't beat them. Because away goals mean nothing now.
No,
so we were like, oh, lovely, we didn't even concede at Anfield. Then we go and concede 5. So that's disappointing. The goals-wise then, this is where our problem will start to lie. Even though we were dominant and we didn't concede any, well, we didn't lose any games. 24 goals were scored by Sarabia, who isn't a striker, with 21 assists. 21 goals were scored by Pedro Goncalves and 21 by Samani. Paulinho with 20. Marcus Edwards with 16. Cuartes with 15. So everybody's chipping in, but we don't have a striker who scored a lot of goals.
That's the thing, isn't it? We've got a defence that's done well. They must have done because we won the league.
Yeah.
We haven't got a striker. So we've only got to buy one player, really.
That's true.
You could spend a lot of money on one player there.
That's true. And there's a guy that I have my eye on that we could be picking up in the second season. But before we do that, let's have a word about SPITCH, who's sponsoring today's video. Yes, SPITCH is sponsoring today's video. It's brand new to the Market Fantasy Football app, where I'm currently beating Dad at the top of the league. D is second, though. You are second. Yeah. I'll give you that. Now, the results haven't come in for the one that is happening right
and I've
now.
got 3 players playing tonight.
And you were currently beating me, so you might have caught me up right now. But it is only for the UK and Ireland, and you do have to be 18 or over, and you do have to take a little snapshot of your identification to join up. But once you do that, it is free to play, isn't it? And it's quite
it's
fun.
a bit of fun as well. Come on, enjoy it.
Yeah, you've been texting me about it and everything. We've really got into it, to be fair, on SPITCH. And you can actually win money. I don't know about you, but I've won money twice so far, and I haven't put a penny into it. It's not a lot of money. It doesn't mean I'm going to be buying you a new flashy car or anything.
God.
But I have won some money because I'm that good at SPITCH Fantasy Football. All the statistical analysis is on the app. You don't have to leave the app to go to a different app to find anything out. It's all there.
Anybody can do it.
If Dad can work out how to register a team, then you certainly can. And like I mentioned before, we've got a community league. There's over 30 people in there right now. So make sure you go down below. Use the link down below. It is free of charge, like I mentioned. And then there's also a link for the community league. Join the community league. And you can battle it out against me and Dad and see if you can beat us. But it is a week-by-week basis. You can just total it up throughout the season as well. So you can have a look by week. If you just fancy just doing it for 1 week, you can see if you beat us 1 week. But then if you fancy it for the long haul, there is an option to see how you're doing across the season, where I'm winning right now. So if you fancy it, link down below in the description. Thank you very much for SPITCH for sponsoring today's video. Now, the first signing in the door was Pedro Porro. We had him on loan from last season. We had an option to buy, and I activated it because if you look at coach summary, he's our best player.
Well,
he's phenomenal.
say no more than that.
Yeah, and apparently he's been really impressive in real life, which is fantastic to hear. I've seen quite a lot of Man City fans going, why are we loaning this guy out when he's that good? When sometimes they're missing Kyle Walker, for instance. So he is fantastic, and we activated his release clause, well, the clause to buy him, £7.25 million. Look at the season he had last season, 7.7 average rating.
It's good, isn't it?
He's a phenomenal right back, and he's only 22 years of age, so it's great to bring him in. And I mentioned how I had my eyes on a striker. Now, Vitinha, I've done a video about him recently because he is brand new to the winter update.
Right.
He is phenomenal. I don't know whether he's like banging goals in real life, and that's why Foot Manager's given him a little bump.
Yeah.
But he is great, and I've never heard of him before I started doing this rebuild. So 17 for finishing obviously is great. We're in the second season of him being here, 22 years of age. But look at his mental attributes, all the greens there.
Yeah.
He's like a really aggressive anticipation, bravery, and off the ball with fantastic teamwork and work rate. And not bad pace. It's Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Jamie Vardy, isn't it? Like, good at finishing. Like, he's not superior. He's not amazing in the air, but he's got a good enough head on him. Not amazing dribbler, but he's good enough.
Yeah.
But he's aggressive.
Good aggression. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, really good at pressing. That's Jamie Vardy. It's Portugal Jamie Vardy. I'm sure of it. So we've brought him in, and not for a bad price either. From Braga, £17 million. He scored 25 goals last season.
Look at the top line for us, though. Played 6.
Played 6, scored 5.
I like the start. I like the start.
So, I mean, he caught my eye because he was a top scorer of the league. One of the top scorers of the league. And I thought, whoa, who is that guy? Seen him. He is in the van straight away, bringing him in. Now, we had to secure up a little bit of defenders if we need to go forward next season, because Andy Pelvard is a French 22-year-old that we have brought in from Basel. They only signed him for £1.5 million from Nice. We paid £13 million to bring him in, but he's a decent defender, young as well, with a great potential. Alberto Melero from Las Palmas. He gives us a lot of options across the midfield. Really good, again, youngster, 18 years of age, and we're playing him for the first team, so it matches the club vision that they want us to do of under 23s. Nice, fantastic player that we've brought into the club. And finally, Reuben Vinagra is a deal that was already done with Wolves. It's a loan to buy that already was secured for last season. He only played 6 games. But he's a good squad player, to say the least, with some fantastic player traits. Now, what we didn't see at the end of last season was that in January, on the very last day, Chelsea activated Inacio's release clause. So obviously we don't see that when I simulate throughout the whole season. £38.5 million, that is the reason why we brought in Andy Pelvard. And we have also sold Islam Slimani, £2.2 million. And of course Nuno Mendes, which was a deal already done deal, moves to PSG. In the outs this season at the start, only one man going out for more than £1 million, Valentin Rossier for 4.1. Obviously, there's no need to change the tactic. Our tactic was fantastic last year. We had an unbeaten season. All we're doing is making sure Vitinha plays every single game and bringing in Pelvard just to make sure that he plays as many games as possible next to Cuartes, who will most likely be playing whenever he is fit and available. We keep the same thing, and let's see how it starts off, because a very good start to the season.
Oh, yeah, it's a good start.
4-0 in the Super Cup, the same team that we beat in the Portuguese FA Cup.
And we beat Porto as well at home.
Yep, 3-2 against Porto is a great result. We scored a penalty at 84th and 88th minute.
They were 2-0 down.
They were 2-0 up. Yep, and they gave it away. Another 4-0 victory against Famalicão. They don't like playing against us either. 4-1 against Vitoria. 0-0 against Maritimo, which is tough, really, isn't it? But you've got to get them every now and then.
We haven't lost.
Still haven't lost. 3-1 victory there against Pacos de Ferreira, and Real Ave 6-2. Pedro Goncalves, the shallow striker, getting a hat-trick within 36 minutes.
Get in.
Very powerful performance.
Nice Champions League group again.
Exactly, yeah. Young boys. Manchester United yet again, and Inter Milan. That's a difficult one. That is considering we're champions, that's really hard. Inter Milan obviously finished like 3rd or 4th and qualified, which means they come in 13th.
I'm so confident of becoming second behind Man United.
I hope so too. I'd like to think that we can do that. So, okay, let's simulate the second season. So at the end of the season, unfortunately, Porto have beaten us 2 points towards the end of the season there. We lost 3 games in total as well. One of them against Portimonense, which I'm quite surprised with. Obviously, Benfica 3-0 loss is difficult to take, and Porto 3-1 as well. We were also eliminated in the 6th round, or the quarterfinals, I guess, of the Taça de Portugal on penalties by Porto. So they've done us twice there.
Season, didn't they?
Yeah. However, we beat them in the Allianz Cup 3-1. So that's not bad at all. We've got a little bit of a revenge there, I guess.
We've got a bit of silver in a way, that's all right.
Yeah, 1 out of 3 in domestic trophies. What about in Europe?
How did we do there, eh?
Unfortunately, we were in the Europa League after finishing 3rd place in our group, which we anticipated behind Inter Milan and Man United. But we lost against Rennes 6-3 on aggregate, that's an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think we should be losing to a team like Rennes. No. I mean, they're not bad, but we're far superior. As champions of Portugal, losing to Rennes. No, not good enough.
Shouldn't have happened, no.
So with no outs for the transfer window of season number 3, I brought in 2 players totaling to £16 million. We weren't given a lot of money. Mauro Katanic is a centre-back, which is going to be one for the future, but also a good squad player. There's a lot of players a lot of teams coming in for some of our players, including Sebastian Cuartes. Although he's a lot older, teams like Man City, PSG, all come in with offers for him. I don't know how long he might be here much longer. So I've brought this guy in. He seems okay, to be fair. There's a lot of weaknesses, obviously. They're only the 12 for positioning. A lot of his technicals aren't quite there yet. But for 19, and for the money that we paid, £7.5 million, it's not a bad deal to bring him in.
Squad player, isn't he?
But I felt like we needed a new goalkeeper. So Louis Maximiano has joined us, and we have bought him from Granada, despite him only leaving the club a couple of seasons ago. £3.8 million, we paid £8.7 million to get him back. But last season, for Granada, I mean, it was in La Liga 2, he only conceded 31 and 38 and kept 14 clean sheets. 10 clean sheets when he was in La Liga, and they got relegated. So that's not bad if you ask me. He's not the best goalkeeper in the world, but definitely he will do us a job in the net for Sporting. Tactically then, there's only a few subtle changes that you can't see with the naked eye, but we're playing Royce at left back, Pelvard and Malario on that left-hand side. We haven't secured down Vitinha, but if he is available, he will be playing as many games as possible. But as you can see, there's a little wanted now. What a shock. Manchester United are in for a Sporting player. There's no surprises there, is it? If we do take a look at the Champions League group this season, we've been shafted again. Manchester City and PSG with Rangers.
Oh, we can go for that group, won't we?
No, that's going to be difficult.
Best 2 teams in the world, huh?
Yeah. And schedule-wise, if we take a look at the start of this season, we played Man United and friend. We played them so many times, and then we thought, well, let's have a friendly against them. We played Santa Clara 2-0. We lost against Nacional 4-3, which is a weird result, because then we beat Penafiel 5-0 and Vitoria 3-0, where we just don't concede a goal in the other 3 games. So it's a bit odd, to be honest. This season needs to be a good one again to kick us back into gear, I think. Maybe get a little bit further in Europa League if that is our fate, because Man City and PSG,
I think we're
going to be tricky.
Got to be looking at least semi-final, I think.
Yeah, but before we do simulate that, like target, please.
I'm going to go for just a straight 1,000.
1,000. Make sure you
try and get the numbers back up again.
That like button, exactly. And also, let us know down in the comments. I asked for you to pick me a top division club last time. This time round, second division club from the top 5 leagues. And then the ones that get suggested the most.
Interesting.
Yeah, let us know and I'll put it in the Patreon poll. So second division only in the top 5 leagues around Europe. So that's England, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. And so this third season, 2 points behind Porto.
Again?
It's a difficult take. Look at that, Vitinha, 56 goals. And yeah, 96 goal difference, and we still couldn't win the league. Almost double.
Goals better.
We scored 121 goals, but they only conceded 17, and they only lost one against us, where we annihilated them 6-1. So if you think about it, in 33 games, they conceded 11, because we scored 6 in one game against them.
Who did we lose against then, all 3 games?
So the 3 games that we lost, 1 was against them, Boavista and Nacional. Now,
so one of those games, really, if we hadn't lost, we'd have been all right.
Yeah, now there's a reason why Porto has started to do really well. Because if you take a look at their team, their new manager is Erik ten Hag.
All right.
Ajax manager, hopefully next Manchester United manager. And yeah, they obviously have a great team and they've started to build on that using Ten Hag at the helm. So, I mean, it's going to be tricky beating them. Porto is the last one for us to do out of the 3 from Portugal. I'm sure we'll get around to doing it. But you've got Erik ten Hag at the minute, so I'm pretty sure you'd be quite happy with that, to be honest. And that's the reason why you're bringing in a little bit of success at the minute. Okay then, other competitions. We've qualified for the Champions League yet again. Benfica are in the Europa League. How do we do? Well, we've got to the semi-final of the Europa League and we were knocked out by Inter Milan in that semi-final, but we were the winner of the FA Cup version of Portugal, the Taça de Portugal, and we're the runner-up of the Allianz Cup, which was lost against Porto 2-1.
Who did we beat in the final?
In the final, we actually won. We beat Benfica 5-1. A very big win there.
Final, that is, isn't
that
it?
is a good final for us. Vitinha got himself a brace. Goncalves, Cabral, and Cuartes with one as well. Mauro Icardi's playing for them, gets them their goal. We can see here in that Europa League, we lost 2-0 at home to Inter Milan after beating them 2-1 at the Giuseppe Meazza. And we were down to 10 men.
Done the hard
against
work.
them. Yeah.
Done the hard work.
Done the hard
to
work.
get into the final.
Timo Werner scored 2 goals for Inter Milan. So interesting that he is there.
Chelsea, does he?
No, not at all. If we do take a look at the Europa League, we first went through Galatasaray, 5-0 at home, 2-0 away. Welcome to hell.
Yeah.
We beat you 2-0 anyway. Then Bayer Leverkusen, a 4-1 victory at home meant that we could slack off slightly in the second leg with just a 2-2 draw there. Then Celtic, who managed to get themselves to the quarter-final, we beat them 4-1 at home, 2-1 away. So a good run as well that we got to.
That's probably a good result because Celtic are a
difficult
good
to beat
side at the moment, yeah.
In Europe as well, very difficult to beat. So not a bad season. Let's take a look goals-wise because Vitinha did score 56 goals in just 50 appearances. But other goals as well. Cabral got 24 with 20 assists. Goncalves 23 with 15 assists. Tomas with 20 and 10.
110 goals and 4 players, isn't it?
Yeah, he's back.
Brilliant.
They didn't decide to sign him. Stuttgart, despite him scoring 14 goals in 29 games. Nope, and 17 the season before. In the Bundesliga, they decided not to sign him. And then he got 14 for us in 21. Which only was 12 starts. So he's come back with a bang. Very good, and it's made me question now, do I need to get him into the team?
Yeah.
So we'll go forward to the 4th season, see what happens. Now at the start of the 4th season, I thought we'd take a look at the club culture page because a lot of the club culture has changed. Where before it was obviously sign youth players and stuff like that. Now they want us to play very entertaining football, high tempo pressing and very attacking football, which I guess is kind of ingrained in their history. Playing very attacking football is very much the Portuguese way, isn't it? Where Italian is more defensive.
Yeah.
I think Portugal is a lot more of an attacking nation, and I think obviously with Sporting and their history of winning quite a lot, attacking football goes along with their club culture.
I was reading a bit about their history as well. There's a quite a little funny little story about it as well. They were founded in 1906.
Yeah. And
they were called Campo Grande Football Club.
Yeah.
All right. And they concentrated on it was tennis, football, and fencing.
Okay.
And it was like more of a
not all at once, I hope.
No. It was like a community football team, but they done those sports, but they also done parties and picnics. So there's all family orientated as well, you know. But they wanted to concentrate on the football more than anything. So when they decided that we should just concentrate on the football, half of the community didn't like it. So they split into halves, really.
Yeah.
And they decided to take the football a bit more serious than rather than doing parties and picnics all the time.
Yeah.
So they started a new team, and that was called Sporting Club de Portugal.
Yeah.
And that's hence where the Sporting CP comes from.
Yeah.
But it was quite funny to say that half of them wanted to stick to parties and picnics.
Yeah. I mean, because I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I accidentally called Sporting Club de Portugal Sporting Lisbon. Because in England, we've always known them as Sporting Lisbon. That's what we've always been told.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, my knowledge of what you guys have told me in the comments, that's a no-no.
No, yeah.
They don't like being called that.
No.
It's Sporting Club de Portugal.
Yeah.
Or just Sporting for short. Lisbon is like more...
Well, you talk to most English people and you say Sporting, they will say Sporting Lisbon, won't they?
Yeah. In England, definitely.
Yeah,
but I think it's mainly because, I mean, I guess like you're a Tottenham fan, Tottenham Hotspur, they don't call you Tottenham Hotspur London.
No.
And it's exactly the same thing. If somebody started saying Tottenham Hotspur London, you'd be like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that makes a lot more sense now when it comes from the club side of it. But yeah, I've just thought the club culture's changed now, which is quite interesting. Let's take a look then. We're also favourite personnel, which is quite nice. Let's see if we can grow on that. That'd be great. And let's take a look then, the transfer wise, because we might have had a few departures. Now, our best CDM, João Paulinho, Manchester United again, coming in, stealing our players. It took them 3 years to sign a decent CDM. And they signed him from us. Again, it was a release clause, so I couldn't really do anything about it. But for a 29-year-old, £51 million is not bad whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll take it.
He has been here a while though, so it's a shame to see him leave. But he was fantastic, phenomenal player. So, how have we replaced him? Well, if we take a look at the signings that we've made, I don't think we actually have replaced him, but we have players that can play in that role throughout the team anyway. So Andrei Lunin is a backup goalkeeper from Ukraine that we have just signed. He was playing at Real Madrid's youth academy. He's been there for a while, never really got a look in, so a free transfer to be as like a backup goalkeeper for us. Cade Cowell from San Jose Earthquakes. What a weird signing this is. But he's actually quite good. If you take a look at his attributes, he's a phenomenal player, and he plays up front or on the wings. 20-year-old American, £15 million, quite a lot of money, but in the MLS, he's been quite good.
Yeah.
2023 season, he was only 18, scored 10. Not bad at all, is it?
That's good.
So we brought him in, Cade Cowell. He takes a number 10 spot as well, which I didn't realise until after, but I'm happy for it. Tyrell Malacia, £22.5 million for a left back. Now we had Race there, I think is how you might say it. He's okay. He's not as good as Tyrell. So I brought Tyrell in as a replacement for him, really, to be our number one left back in the team. I think he's a lot better. So if we take a look tactically now, we've changed.
Yeah.
And I'm going very attacking.
Yeah, we had to, really, I think.
When I see the club culture of play attacking, play high pressing football, and then I mentioned we've got 2 now world-class strikers.
That's why you're going to do it, isn't it?
But we also have Pedro Goncalves, who's really good as a centre attacking midfielder. This is what we're looking like. So we have the 2 inverted wing backs, which always sit in here now, which will help the centre midfield role if we're looking like we're quite lapsed. We have 2 wingers on either side of the shadow striker, the Roman playmaker in the middle there. And if we take a look at the squad itself to see how the assistant would lay it out, because we're not obviously choosing any players to play there, this is what he would play. So we've got Goncalves in behind Vitinha and Tomas, Nuno Santos on the left, Cabral on the right, Matthias Nunes in the Roman playmaker role. He would still play Rice, but I think he would still play Tyrell Malacia quite a lot this season at least. Pelvard, Cuartes at the back with Pedro Porro, Maximiano in the net.
It's a good squad.
It is.
Good young squad, so we're building a good squad for someone.
Exactly, for the Patreon members. Remember, Patreon members, you'll get access to the save game file at the end of this rebuild. Let's take a look, because we actually had to go through qualifying paths.
No.
So, in regards to the league still finishing in second place, now we're having to qualify. We beat Copenhagen 4-0 and 2-1 across 2 legs, and Dynamo Kiev 2-0 and 6-3 across the 2 legs. Now, obviously, we've just signed a Ukrainian. We've just played against Dynamo Kiev. What's going on right now?
Yeah.
I mean, our hearts are with everybody in Ukraine. What's going on?
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting stuff. So, yeah, I thought we just mentioned that right there. Braga, a 4-2 victory in the league to kick us off after we lost the Super Cup to Porto. Portimonense 2-1 victory against them. Boa Vista's a 3-3 draw, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
But we bounced back with a 5-0 victory there against Rio Ave, which currently sees us sat in 3rd place. Our Champions League group, what a difficult group that is.
Oh, it's a bit better than what. I mean, not the group of hell.
They're
is it?
always hard groups in the Champions League,
Yeah.
but PSG is
Yeah, I
going
mean,
to
I
be
would
one
take
of them.
that.
Yeah, I mean the manager is still Pochettino, but of course Erling Haaland is there.
That's where he's going to be, isn't it?
That's where he always is.
We're only fighting for one spot, really, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. If we can get to the knockout stage, I think we'll be happy.
Yeah.
So let's simulate this fourth season. And so we're back with the title, 95 points, and look at that goal difference again. Plus 91.
We've
this
done
is what
well
we
with
like.
the goal difference.
We scored so many goals the last few years, it's ridiculous. Tomas is now our top scorer as well. He's got 55 goals throughout the whole season. We only lost one game to Benfica. A 3-1 loss there, but we scored 128. We scored 13 just to get the Gil Vicente. But one of the biggest shocks I think this season, look who got relegated. Braga.
Hey.
Yeah. Which is a bit of a shock because they're considered the fourth best.
Yeah.
So to see them go down it's almost like seeing Spurs go down.
All right.
So I know in previous times people have been saying
Sporting have never been relegated from the top league.
no, I'm not surprised by that. I'm guessing Benfica or Porto haven't either.
No, they haven't.
To be fair. Now there was a story actually. Remember I always said that there's only ever been 6 winners of the Portuguese league.
Yeah.
Now there was a story the last time when we mentioned that with the Benfica one, that somebody said that during wartime, other clubs have won it. However, it's not considered like canon. It's not considered to be counted.
This happened in one of the other leagues that we've done as well, didn't
Yeah.
it? Because it was during the war.
That's right, yeah. So during the wartime, I can't remember what teams it was, so forgive me. Please let us know down in the comments. But where we thought to begin with that it was the 3 that we obviously know, Boa Vista and Belenenses who had won it, so the 6th team was never happened. It was. There was a 6th or a 7th as well.
Yeah.
And it was a different club, but it was during wartime. So that might be a challenge in the future to try and get another club to win it.
Yeah.
For it to actually count. Now, other competitions then. Let's see how we did. Because we were the winner of the Allianz Cup. We were knocked out the semi-final by Benfica in the Taça de Portugal. And we were knocked out the quarter-final by Liverpool again.
Yeah, but we qualified.
We did,
So
and we got to the quarters
and
as
got
well,
the quarter, yeah.
which is not bad at all, really. Real Madrid beat PSG on penalties in the final. But yeah, first round knockout stage, we come up against Lazio. We beat them on penalties. We mentioned penalties in a very recent video
we did,
on the second channel.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out. Of course, we've got the live com, which would have happened previously last week. I hope you come and check that out. That must have been so much fun. I can't wait for that. So in the quarterfinals then, we faced Liverpool. They beat us 7-6 on aggregate.
That's not bad
We
against
beat them
them.
4-2 at Anfield.
That's a hell of a result.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
that's not
That
bad
is a
at
hell
all.
of a result.
Yeah, we took it to them.
I mean, to score 6 goals against Liverpool, especially for Anfield, is we've got a good side.
Yeah,
We've got a good side.
Absolutely. So we didn't do too bad there. And I think maybe it's because, I mean, look at how much goal scoring that was. We went 2 goal scoring at Anfield, but it's not really something that you can change when you holiday. You can't go, I want you to play really attacking, but then if you ever come up against Liverpool, don't do that. Like, this is something you can't do.
You go back to that page that you just had then with all the results there. Look at the team that's in that group.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've done well to get into that.
Yeah. We stand out like a sore thumb, don't we, as a club that...
I mean, any one of those other teams would have been praying to draw against us.
Yeah, I mean, Man City, in real life, would have got them.
Yeah.
Because they did.
Yeah.
They did. They always get the crap draw, don't they?
Yeah.
I heard they've pulled out Rotherham in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Rotherham's not even in it. So squad-wise then, we can see Thiago Tomas scored 55 goals in, 55 appearances, and Vitinha got 51 in 53 with 5 from the bench. So 106 goals from our 2 strikers alone.
Not bad, eh?
No. And then Cade Cowell, 20 goals, 16 appearances and 16 assists in whatever it is that he's played there, 50 games. Not bad at all.
No, definitely not.
Pedro Goncalves has dropped off a little bit, but he's still got a lot of assists. If you take a look at assists, Nuno Santos there with 25, Pedro Goncalves with 22, and Vitinha with 17 makes the top 3. So many goals that's come from this season. But we've got one final season. Let's take us to the 5th year. Now, unfortunately, Thiago Tomas refused to sign a new contract throughout the whole season and left on a free.
Money.
Scum.
Yeah.
Scum, you are.
I mean, we won the league. We got to the semi-finals, or quarter-finals of the Champions League, and he didn't want to be with us.
No, exactly. We got as far as what Man City did.
He can go.
Off your
Let
pop.
him go.
Left on a free transfer after scoring 30 league goals last season. He's already got 2 for Man City. That's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is disappointing. Young as well, 23 years of age, come through the youth academy.
I mean, playing in his own country. I mean, everybody wants to play in their own country, don't they?
Yeah, but Man
And
City's
playing on the
millions.
top side as well.
Yeah.
So it's money, innit?
Man City's billions.
That's why he wouldn't sign. He goes on a free contract because he gets more money in his pocket.
Exactly that. So he was the main player that left. We didn't actually make a lot of money, and we only spent 15 million. I didn't replace him. I bought a player from Brazil. We like our Brazilians.
Yeah.
We do. Brenner, 25 years of age. I think he looks better anyway than Thiago Tomas. We've had to spend a little bit of money, don't get me wrong, 10.75 million, but 5 goals in 5 games.
Hey, that's what you get with a Brazilian.
Exactly. And look at, he's a goal scorer. He's scored a few goals already so far in this simulation.
He's
so
at the ground running straight away, isn't he?
Absolutely. Now, Braga got relegated, so I thought I'd go for their legendary Ricardo Horta player, who, if you're playing Football Manager and you haven't signed Ricardo Horta, you haven't played Football Manager correctly. He is always available at some point. He's just going to be a squad player for us, but when I seen that they went down, I seen if he was interested in signing. I seen how cheap
straight away.
I could get him for 2.6 million. Sorry, originally come through the Benfica Youth Academy. So you got to be happy when you make a signing like that.
Yeah.
Finally, Rodrigo Conceição is a youngster. Now he's a right back. We had a few good players who can play in the role, but I think squad wise we needed to add a little bit more. And I'm thinking of you guys who've taken it over on the Patreon because he only cost £1.6 million, and he looks quite good to be fair. So we're bringing him in a good 5-star potential, almost 4.5 star, only 17, valued very high. That one's for you guys in the Patreon. Tactically then, we stick with the same and we're playing Brenner and Vitinha up top. I didn't think I needed to change it just simply because we've lost Thiago Tomas. We were the league winners. We played very well. We're scoring a lot of goals. If we come up against a difficult club in Europe, we're just going to have to try and score more goals than them. That is the main aim for us. If we take a look at our schedule, we have started very well. However, our first 2 games were Porto, then Benfica. Now, we beat Benfica in the Cup 5-3 in the Super Cup, which is a good result for us. And then we played Porto straight away. We beat them 2-1 at Porto as well.
Good result.
But then a home loss against Benfica. Look at the goals.
Oh, you're having a laugh.
Yeah. We were 1-0 up in the
2 goals in 90 minutes
90th.
onwards.
95th minute they bag a winner. Cheats, must have been.
Fergie time.
They can't win a European Cup though, can they, Bella Gutmann? Now, Portimonense, 3-2 victory against them, 4-0 against Nacional, and Penafiel 4-1 against them. Our Champions League group looks like this. It's a lot easier than what we have seen previously.
Oh, I'll take that.
Exactly. Which must mean, did Roma win the league?
They must have done.
I think they must have, to be honest. No, they haven't. They must just finish second then, because that's obviously the draw. We won, well, we were the top seed, and then Roma must have been the second seed. Celtic coming in with Copenhagen there, 2 teams that we've already played in this rebuild.
We should qualify for the...
I'd be very disappointed if we end up in Europa League from that draw. Okay, let's simulate the final season. And so, we finish winners. That goal difference again, plus 90. We didn't have as many points as last time, but we still dominated. If you take a look at the league positions, we were first for such a long time. Vitinha getting 50 goals in total. Let's take a look at the league then. We lost 3 games. Obviously, we lost one at the start to Benfica. It was a double loss to Benfica across the season.
Oh, but they laughed.
So fans aren't going to be happy with that. However, they did finish in 3rd and some way off top where we were. So 85 points. We still won the league. We scored 131. Mental, isn't it? How many goals you can score in Portugal is unbelievable sometimes.
You look at the top 3 teams though, they only lost 3 games each.
Yeah, it's very tight at the top. Porto still have Erik Ten Hag. No, they don't. Cheryshev is now manager there, so they obviously didn't like what Ten Hag did. Benfica manager is Unai Emery. Ooh. Quite an interesting one there. Yeah. If you take a look at their manager history, Verissimo was sacked in the 2023 season. Unai Emery has been in charge for 2 years and only has 2 cup wins. Speaking of those cups,
come on,
did we win it in the final season? We won the Allianz Cup, but we were knocked out by Vitória in that. And look who knocked us out in the first round of the Champions League. Manchester United again.
With all their Portuguese players.
João Pelinha going, oh, I'm so sorry. They beat us 6-5. I said, didn't I, that we will try and score as many goals as possible against them. 6-5. Man City getting the easy draw. They got Celtic, shock. Which meant Celtic knocked out Roma in our group stage.
Yeah.
And Copenhagen. So they sent Roma back into Europa League, I guess.
Well done, yeah.
But yeah, 4-3 in the away leg at Old Trafford, 6-5 on aggregate. It's disappointing. It's unfortunate. However, domestic double, I suppose, in that final season. We only lost 2 of the season, so we won 3 out of the 2.
Yeah.
Not bad at all, I think.
No.
And we won 4 or 5 cups each on both sides. 51 goals for Vitinha, 45 for Brenner. A fantastic amount there. 37 for Pedro Goncalves, which is insane, really, for a shadow striker role. So really good overall. Dad, what do you think should be the 5-year target? And do you think this is a successful one?
Yes, I do. Definitely, we done well.
Yeah.
The one thing we missed out on is going to be the target, a European trophy. And I don't care whether it's the Europa Cup or I prefer the Champions Cup.
Yeah.
But one of them two
Yeah.
is the challenge.
Yeah. I think so too.
We got a good enough squad, good enough attack to win the league. So I reckon that whoever takes over the squad, it's got a good squad there to win the league. But can they do better in Europe than we did?
Yeah. If you look at our team right now, we have so many fantastic players that are reaching their prime, including the 2 strikers. Brenner and Vitinha will score you goals no matter what. Yeah. I think the weakness that you're going to have to rebuild is that goalkeeper position. He's 2.5 star. He's good. He's not amazing. And Cuartes, he's 35 now. Yeah. He's still good enough now, but in 2 or 3 seasons, he won't be.
You need someone to come in behind him and learn off him.
Exactly, and you possibly need a good partner for him as well. Yeah. So you still got Pedro Porro, you still got a decent enough left side, but I think the 2 centre-backs and that goalkeeper position is where you need to focus on if you're going to take this on.
Can't keep scoring more goals than you can be.
Exactly. So that's patreon.com/MegaLeagueGaming on the £5 tier. Thank you very much for all my Patreon members. It was a fantastic month last year. You've all been letting me know how you've been getting on, so really do appreciate it. Make sure to download SPITCH if you can. Join me and Dad in that league. Dad, thank you very much for joining me today.
No problem.
And of course, like target was
1,000.
It was 1,000, and we also asked you to name a club in the top 5 leagues from the 2nd divisions, though. The top 5 countries, 2nd division. Name a club and why in the comment section. We'll put it in the Patreon poll for next week. See you soon. Bye-bye.